My dad died when I was 5. I do remember him and that it was a rough time, and I remember my mom getting out of bed and to go check on him, and I was halfway asleep, so I just stayed in bed and fell asleep, and when I woke up, my mom came in. There were a bunch of people in the house, and it was probably around 10 in the morning, and my mom came in and said, "Dad died last night," and I'm just like, I was shocked at first, but then she asked me if I wanted to see him, and I'm just like, will he be all bloody? I mean, and now that I look back on it, it's kind of funny, but I was 5, and I didn't know what death meant, and my mom said no, and so I went out. A whole bunch of people were there, just family, friends, neighbors, just, he did die in the house. He didn't want to die in a hospital, so he died in the living room on a hospital bed. My mom said he was having difficulty breathing, and so when she heard that, she went out and checked on him, and she said the last thing he said was to tell Sammy that I love her. I'm really sorry. Oh my god. But it was an emotional time. And then I think later that next year in January 28th maybe, which is really close to my birthday. My birthday's February 1st. My uncle died. He was a veteran, and he came home, and he had picked up some disease, and it killed him. And then a few years later, both my grandpas died. That was a really rough time because I was close to both my grandpas. And then we have let me find it. And then we have May. May 1st. brother committed suicide, and they didn't find his body till the 6th of May. And so we couldn't have an open casket funeral. And the last time I saw him was that last Thanksgiving, and last thing I said to him was, "I love you, Jason," and I hugged him, and just felt like nothing was wrong with him. He didn't seem any different, and he was just this happy-go-lucky guy. And but anyway, that happened. And after that, a few weeks after that, this was after the funeral and whatever, and I tried committing suicide. I grabbed a razor, or a box cutting blade, and I just started cutting until the whole floor was filled with blood. I don't really remember, but all I know is that I didn't really care at that moment. I just wanted to die. And then my mom found me, and she took me to the hospital in Des Moines, which is about an hour and 45 minutes away. And I was still cutting. I was cutting in the car. And she tried to stop me, but nothing would work. I just wanted to end my life right then and there. And then you got to the hospital, and they took even more of my blood, and they had to pat me down to see if I had any weapons, and I wasn't allowed to have my phone, wasn't allowed to talk to anyone, was only allowed to call my mom. I couldn't even call my sister or my boyfriend or my best friend or anyone. I just call my mom. And I remember her calling one night, and she said, "How are you doing, sweet pea?" And I'm just like, "I'm fine, thank you." And I just got so mad at her. Just for everything that I was there for 2 weeks, and then I went home. And 5 days later, I tried committing suicide again. And this time, there was even more blood. Way more blood. Way more. I have scars. I don't know if you can see them, but I have scars. I have scars on my legs. I have scars everywhere. I have scars here. I have scars up here, and here, and I have scars on my stomach. Just, I could cut anywhere where basically I could. If I really wanted to, I would be covered in scars. And so my mom took me to the hospital again. Actually, no, it wasn't. She called 911 because I would not give up the blade. I was screaming and yelling, and I was cutting even deeper. She called 911, and the ambulance. The people were really nice, but I didn't feel like that was my place to be. They took me to the hospital here in Grinnell, and they took blood, and it was around probably 2 in the morning that I actually left to go to the hospital in Des Moines. And when I got there, I hadn't ate anything, so I did eat, and I couldn't fall asleep. Couldn't fall asleep at all. But you know, there was this, I think he was either 12 or 13, and he was staring at me. He all the time I walked past his door, he was there. He was staring at me. And I mean, he even asked me out, and oh my god, he was adorable. But I mean, I was there to get help, not meet a boy. So, and then anyway, they took blood again. So that few couple of days that I was there, I don't remember. I was too weak to do anything. All I did was really sleep. And they weren't really happy about that, but if they knew what I was going through, they would understand. Oh my god. 17 minutes. I hope you guys are still with me. If not, oh well. I know my story is pretty boring. But maybe I'll just cut this into 2 parts. If you want to know more of my story, comment down below, subscribe, just do what you can. Okay, I love you guys.